Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I love you. Sending you a very big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. So let's talk about relationships and how to navigate relationships right now. A lot of us are awakening and we're moving into higher states of consciousness, which means that our bodies are holding higher frequencies. And when they hold higher frequencies, we start to see through a higher dimensional lens or a higher frequency lens. So our reality starts to change. The way we see things change. The way we respond to things change. And what happens is the people around us, family, friends, coworkers, whoever it may not be awakening the same way you are. They may not be awakening at all, which means they may not be consciously choosing to move into higher states of consciousness. And so their lens is going to be different than yours. And this is something that we are not used to, many of us, okay? And so it becomes this navigation that we haven't done before. So here's how I want to explain this to you. First and foremost, number one, it is an energetic exchange beyond anything else, beyond truths, beyond words, beyond education, right? Beyond any of that. It is a energetic exchange between one body and another body. One body holding a frequency, another body holding a frequency. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing, you are not right and they are not right. You are not wrong and they are not wrong. All of it exists and is capable of existing in the now moment. This is very challenging for people to understand and to hold. But if you can start to hold this, it's going to change the way you are exchanging with other humans. I can tell you right now, this is a game changer. If you stop thinking that you're right and they're wrong, you will start engaging with people that don't see it the same way as you do very differently. You will start experiencing the exchange and through your heart as opposed to your mind. While you still speak your truth and while you still give your opinion. But you're not coming from the place of I'm right and you're wrong and I'm going to prove it to you. Because you can still get your opinion out. You can still get your truth out without an aggressive, energetic barfing up on the other person. So that's the second thing. Okay. And the third thing is when you start observing how you feel when you are engaging, you will engage very differently. Okay. You're going to engage very differently when you start observing and feeling what it feels like. Okay. So let me give you an example. I was at the grocery store last night and I ran into a friend of mine. And there were two conversations we had, COVID and the vice presidential debates. And we saw things very differently, very differently. And when he started talking about the COVID stuff, my knee-jerk reaction, not as the observer, not seeing us as energetic, right? Being very third dimensional. We were having a conversation. He starts talking about COVID and my knee-jerk reaction was starting to throw statistics at him. And I stopped myself because as I was literally throwing up my energy onto him, trying to prove him wrong, right? I was right, he was wrong. I started to feel my body get anxiety. I started to feel restricted. And because I'm always in my body feeling energy, I recognized it instantaneously. And I was like, wait, this doesn't feel good. I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to prove him wrong. And it doesn't energetically feel in alignment. So I stopped. And I said to myself, let him have his truths. Let him have his truths and let me have my truths, right? Great. Conversation kept going. All of a sudden, vice presidential stuff came in, right? And because I had just had my COVID experience with him, I let him have all his opinion. And what I did say was, well, if somebody was thinking the opposite of you, so he was saying that, Kamala was doing great and she was destroying Pence. And I said, well, if somebody was for Pence, they would say the exact opposite, right? And he said, you're probably right. And that was it, right? I didn't feel like he's right, I'm wrong, I'm right, he's wrong. It was just this exchange of, wow, two different energetic frequencies in the body, two different opinions and truths. And I can do this from my heart space without trying to prove a point, without trying to prove that I'm right and you're wrong. So the key here, you guys, is when you are engaging with people, okay, people that don't see things the way you do, There's nothing wrong with educating or speaking your truth. They're going to think the same thing. They're going to educate you. So it is absolutely essential to, one, see it as an energetic exchange, because then you're not going to fight against it. It's energy. It's no one's fault. And two, all truths are truths for the person that believes it to be their truth. And who am I to tell my friend that his truth is wrong? And I can still speak my truth from my heart space, not my mind space. When you start speaking truth from heart, you are not trying to tell anybody they're wrong. You're not throwing up energy onto them. You're basically just standing and speaking without an attachment to trying to change them. If I have an attachment to try to change my friend last night, I would be like this, tight, restricted. How could you think that? Don't you understand? How do you not see this, right? A restriction. As opposed to, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about this? What about this? Right? It's a different energy. Trying to change someone because you're so angry they have an opinion that's not the right opinion is going to create chaos. It's going to create anxiety and stress in your body, and it's not necessarily going to be the best outcome. Coming from heart, where you say, I actually think this. I actually feel this. That's okay. We're going to agree to disagree. And that's what we did last night. We agreed to disagree. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful exchange of two people seeing two separate things, and we could both have a heart-open conversation. And that is living in higher states of consciousness. That is how you stand as a sovereign being of light holding higher states of consciousness. You recognize it's an energetic exchange. You recognize that they are not wrong and you are not wrong. All truths exist. And you recognize that you are observing all of it and you want to feel what it feels like in your body. Because as soon as you feel what it feels like, you will not want to debate and argue in that same way. You'll want to move into your heart. So if you have a family member that doesn't understand where you're coming from and wants to debate you or wants to argue with you, right? It's not that you don't speak your truth. It's that you speak your truth from your heart, which means I understand that you don't see what I'm seeing, but this is my truth and I'm holding my truth. And I see your truth. I don't believe your truth, but that's okay. We can both stand here lovingly holding separate truths. If you really want to change someone, you really want them to see what you're seeing, you're dealing with energy. And when you try to change energy, you're going to be in suffering. So you want to look at it not as trying to change somebody. You want to look at it as somebody is holding a frequency. And the best way to assist that frequency in shifting is to be the shift you want them to see. You want to be that shift. So you speak your truth. You show them how you speak your truth. You show them how you can give an opinion without berating or yelling at or not allowing other opinions. You lovingly show them, right? Because if you're so upset and you really want people to see, there's already this angst, there's already this frustration, there's already this energy happening. And then that person is going to be defensive and they're going to put their hands up. Then there's going to be this debate. And then eventually perhaps it finds its way into some sort of like cohesive place, and maybe not. And then you leave and your entire body is in this angst. It doesn't have to be. Remember its frequency. Your job is not to pull somebody's frequency into yours. Your job is to be in the higher states, speak your truth, speak your opinions, stand up and protest, whatever you need to do. But can you do it from this place of energy? It's an energetic exchange. Can you do it from the place that every truth is allowed to be a truth? And can you do it from an observational perspective? I'm observing. When you try to pull somebody into your space, like I did last night, I was trying to pull him. I was literally throwing up my energy onto him. You're going to suffer. You're going to get angry. You're going to get frustrated. Okay? So this is happening to many of us right now. Again, 3 steps. I'm going to say it one more time. Step 1, see it as an energetic exchange. Step 2, all truths are truths. There's no right or wrong. You're going to honor all perspectives. And step 3, how does it feel in my body? How does it feel in my body? And am I coming from my mind where I'm trying to prove, or am I coming from my heart where I'm just trying to allow? Practice. Not easy. Practice it. Let me know how it goes. I love you so much. Mwah.